if I can get Instagram to stream here. Okay, we're live on both ends. Alright guys, I think I have my stream set up for Instagram and YouTube. So I got a few messages from people on Instagram. At edw.trbl joined. Hey, what's up to you too, bro? And Explodosaurus also just joined. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of an update what's going on. So quick overview of it is I'm currently designing custom flatbed for the Tacoma, and this flatbed has a few modes to it. So I'll show this to you. This is currently the rough design. I mean, this is all just quick and dirty CAD for at least the flatbed portion. The rough idea right now would be to have some square tubes and this rail here to hook on. So this will be like flatbed mode, and then we will have some removable storage boxes, so it will look like that, with a tailgate also that's kind of modular. So this will be like wheeling mode, and you can see there's a cutaway here, so it's almost like an almond shaped. So the turning radius is going to be much tighter than the stock bed. And we also have a camper mode. It looks like this. So this will have side storage boxes. That removable rear tailgate is going to be off of it so that we can fit this four-wheel camper. And so far, I'll show you guys some of the actual progress on the work. So in terms of the physical progress, I mean, welding is super slow, guys. So let's see if we can get my photos to actually load up. So I have this portion of the crossbeam fully welded, and I fully boxed in at least the passenger side at the moment. And I'll flip it through so you guys can see the how it's boxed in right there. I'm planning on capping it here so that we can keep all the mud and shit away from the inside. And it looks like edw.trbl got a question. Did you do the 3D scan of the Tacoma chassis or secured it online? So this one I scanned it myself. I have the Einscan 3D scanning hardware. It was a bit of a pain to actually scan it, since with 3D scanning you have to almost have a you have to have a fast computer, right? And then on top of that, if you have smooth surfaces, the thing has a tendency of losing its place. So I had to put like tracking stickers all over the freaking thing, and that was kind of annoying. But yeah, the short answer is I scanned it myself. Whoops. So let's see, and here is, I guess, the rear end, what it kind of looks like, so you guys can see. So the cross beam's done, and a little bit more of once this thing stops buffering here. Get a little bit of a clearer view. But yeah, that's currently what it looks like. So right now, just going through a CAD model, and there's a few more tweaks I have to do for the actual rear bumper. So this rear bumper will have a winch basically housed on the inside, as you see here, and it's basically bolted onto the top plate, and this one has another plate on the bottom that's going to be bolted. So this is essentially the final design for that rear bumper. But yeah, I was working on this flatbed mode so you guys can see, and I got some feedback from Jack Kelly, and he gave me some good information. But for now, I think this design, I'm pretty happy with this overall idea, right? Like, we'll put the stakes down on those square tubes so that we have a way to secure it. I was thinking pinning it here, but I think I'm not gonna do a pin there, and I'm just gonna do a double bar here. I'll draw that real quick so you guys can see it. And it looks like I got a few more questions on Instagram. El Rancho Grande joined. Thanks for joining, bro. Mr. Time Flies joined. Thanks for joining too. EDWTRBL Voy also recommends some drainage for the conservation and any humidity that can sneak into those enclosed areas. Rust proof. So I guess for those areas on the boxed end of the Tacoma, right? Like, let me pull the picture on that. So like this section here, this is when it was tacked. Let me actually pull a better picture when it's fully welded here. So this one, I mean, I was just gonna completely box everything, and because what I did with the Land Cruiser, I was thinking the same thing, right? Like if you have a tube, right, like this square tube that you see here, but you cap it on both ends, I mean, theoretically you shouldn't get any water. So, and if I guess I also did paint the inside with a weld through primer so that it doesn't take on any rust, I guess. And looks like I got a couple more information. EDW.TRBL, yeah, small perforation from the bottom wouldn't hurt. Yeah, well, it definitely wouldn't hurt. I guess I'm just testing an idea too, because in general, right, the I wish I can show you guys the picture of the frame itself, right? The C channels are laminated, and what happens is all the water still gets in between the laminations, and I have a lot of corrosion. I'll take pictures of it the next time I'm back in the garage and welding so you guys can see. So I figured I'll try just completely enclosing it. So yeah, I mean, that's the hard part, right? Like if you do small perforations, it definitely wouldn't hurt, but then you also get mud and shit getting forced in there, especially with all the mudding and stuff that I do. So it's like now it'll take on like debris that's hard to remove. So we'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just weld up a new frame, I guess. I got a few more comments. Looks like Get to Sabes and Lord of Spicy Tacos. Oh, Diego, what's going on, man? And RDF, my brother, looks like he joined on Instagram. And Diego mentions it looks heavy. Yeah, it's heavy as shit. So I guess the thing is, though, to talk about the weight of this thing. I'll have to do weight calculation on the overall design itself, because this is all like 1/4 inch plate. But I did chop off about like 12 to 14 inches off the rear, so that's majorly removed a lot of the weight, but then I'm adding on. And then if you think about it too, the bed itself, that thing is, I think, already 400 pounds. So that's I took that out. And then when it comes to the modular design, I mean, this is going to be much smaller, and I'll only carry what I have, so it's not going to be super heavy. But I will pull calculations on the weight from SolidWorks once I have the final drawing kind of mocked up here. Let's see, Explodosaurus. I think that's Mark, right? Same design in aluminum, not steel. So I guess in terms of the overall design itself, I mean, like, I'm much better at welding steel than aluminum. So maybe the frame will be steel and then I'll put like aluminum sheet. Who knows? I haven't really figured that out yet. The only thing I've figured out is the rear bumper. Lord of Spicy Tacos, Diego's, you said bobbing. Will you put the 4-wheeler camper on it? Oh, so I guess for those of you guys coming in kind of late, I'll show you the overall idea, right? This will be like a super modular design, right? You'll have a flatbed mode. I'll hide this, and then there will be like a wheeling mode. So you'll have essentially cargo boxes that gets installed, and then this tailgate gets installed. And then I'll have this rear tailgate portion removed, and then we'll have the camper mode. So I'll hide this. I'll show you the camper mode. So that's the overall shape that I'm looking to get accomplished here. So with the bed sides, right, you still get a gap, and I don't know, maybe I might mock up some type of toolboxes that goes on to the 4-wheel camper that follows a taper of the body, so it's a much more smooth like transition, you know. So Lord of Spicy Tacos. Yeah, I didn't see paragraph 1 to 6. yeah, that's what you get for coming to the lecture late, bro. So Bowen, yeah, I guess the Bowen style. That's part of the design idea, because I really like Nate's design. That thing's fucking badass. Not gonna lie. So the only thing about Nate's design, I'll pull a picture of that. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, here's a good photo. All right, so this is Nate's design on his kind of bobbed bed. So Nate's design has the frame ends, I think, 18 inches from the. Let me rephrase that. His frame he chopped all the way back, and I think his frame ends at about right here. Come on, we got pop up. But then the bed sticks out a little bit further, right? Because you got this departure angle that's pretty nice, but the bed itself sticks past maybe an extra foot off the back. So the my design basically has the back end of the flatbed kind of on the same face, very similar, so it doesn't stick out as far. And let's see, a couple more comments from Diego. Nate is Bowen. Yeah, he has the Bowen. Will the 4-wheel camper be detachable? Yeah, so the idea with the 4-wheel camper is it's going to be detachable. That's going to be another another project on itself to kind of figure out, right? So one of the main issues that I have with the 4-wheel camper is, let me show it with the camper mode. So with this, there's 4 hook points in total on the 4-wheel camper. You got 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and then it uses turnbuckles that basically clamps onto the frame of the bed. So that's a pain in the ass to actually access from the inside. I'd have to lie down and like fish my arm into the access ports, and I'm laying on my back, and I'm like doing some awkward thing to undo it. So I'll have to figure out a way to fasten it from the front end. So with this bedside box being removable, that should make it easier. But like, I guess it has to be fastened from the outside, what this bed would be. So it's definitely a lot to to figure out. But yeah, I guess for those of you guys who also joined in late a little bit, this is how far I've gone. I boxed in part of the frame, and I'll show you guys the overall finished work so far. Because I mean, it's a lot of freaking work. There's a lot of welding, not gonna lie. This is how far I've gotten so far with the actual build. So yeah, like the only thing I've gotten figured out completely is the bed itself. Yeah, so Diego, in terms of I guess the overall design, I was thinking something like that, right? Like this bedside could probably kind of swing down and allow you to access from the top, I guess. Or maybe if it's removed completely, it'll be easy to undo. Or maybe even an access panel opens here, and then you just stick your arm through it with another access panel. So it's like the finer details of stuff. So that's the overall idea, I guess. I know it's complicated shit. Like, my job as an engineer is to complicate the shit out of everything to make it as cool as fucking possible. So yeah, that's the idea. But yeah, I'll hide this, and I'll put it back on flatbed mode so you guys can see some of the sausage being made here. So I'll modify this. I wasn't really digging this as a design. Like I'll remove. Actually, let's modify this. Let's modify this bedside rail here. So we got this rail. I think what we'll do is we'll flush this up. Right? We'll get this line basically collinear with this line. So it creates that, and then we'll put another line through there. And we'll have these two equal. So if we make those equal, then when we extrude this, we'll have basically a double rail. And I'll also remove these holes on the side because I think this is no longer necessary. So let's remove those holes. Let's see, and we can probably get rid of the sketch here too. So, and then we'll also, looks like there's we'll mirror that feature so it's also on the other side. So let's mirror this. Looks like we got a few more people joined. 180 Jake, how's it going, man? And EM2K Swap. Oh, how's it going, bro? Hope you guys are enjoying your evening. Just doing some CAD modeling here. And let's save this and rebuild the assembly. So that's our overall bedside, I guess, securing system. And I think I'm gonna go all the way around, actually. because this type of design, I think what I can do is it allows us to go from the side, right? We can kind of hook something on this and then kind of secure it. And I'll show you some of the emails I got from under you guys that was helping me with the design. So, and it looks like I got a few people that have questions on YouTube. So let me read them out real quick. Lagway, I'm not sure what the how to pronounce your name, dude. Just getting here now. What's the end result supposed to be? And then I got another question from Trent Young. Could use some type of actuator to attach the camper to the bed. Have it be electric or hydraulic. Arm swings to grab bars and hold them together. So I'll do a quick rundown again for those of you guys who's just joining in. Lagway. Basically, what I'm doing is designing a modular flatbed. So as you can see, this will have like some type of securing system on the side. This flatbed, there's multiple modes. It will have like a wheeling mode. So it will have these bedside storage that's detachable, and this rear tailgate that's also detachable. So this is what I call wheeling mode. You can throw some stuff on the inside. I'll also planning on putting a cap. And then we also have I think I call camper mode, so that the tailgate detaches, and then we have essentially the four-wheel camper just hanging out like that. But that's the rough idea. These are quick and dirty CAD models, and most of the work that I've accomplished so far is basically the hot work for the rear crossbeam and at least the two faces there. I did some work on the inner frame portion, but you know, it's a very slow process to try to do hot work, because my shop's not exactly optimized for doing big pieces of welding work there. So yeah, like this rear bumper will also have a winch housed inside it. So yeah, when I'm wheeling, it's especially if I'm leading some trips, it would be nice to winch people from the front as needed. So right now, we're just basically visualizing the overall idea with the flatbed mode. It's like I was trying to figure out a good way to have those bedside cargo detachable, and I wasn't exactly sure. So I got a few recommendations from Jack Kelly, and I'll share his pictures in a bit here. So he has a flatbed Tacoma that he also did put together. So the way he has it laid out, it's pretty sick. Let me see if we can finally get this to freaking load. Of course, when I'm streaming, this stuff is like lagging like crazy. So Jack has a flatbed set up like this. So I was just circling questions onto how he secured his stakes down, and the way he had it laid out, he actually used C channels, which is a really good idea, so that you can get paint all over all I guess all the sides. So I was going back and forth with him, asking him a few questions on his build, and let me see if I have another picture of what he did. I mean, his idea was very good. Just reading out. Oh yeah, this is Jack's flatbed. Yeah, it's a pretty nice, simple design. So just reading out some more comments here. Diego, add side winches. If you get stuck, you can just pull yourself straight up and then winch forward, suspended in the air. Yeah, you know, when I roll my truck, I don't need anybody to help me unroll it. So yeah, side winches would definitely be a great idea. Let's see, we got Mora 92278 joined. Mora, hello, thanks for joining. Just doing some CAD work and BSing with you guys, answering some questions. So let's see if we could expand this, right? We'll get this model edited. So let's edit this part, and let's add a few more of these basically stakeholders. So this is the art piece where we're gonna create a sketch. And let's sketch on this face, and then we'll start with a square here. I'll do 2 squares. All right, and this should be probably about equal as this. I think let's quickly measure this. This one is 2 inches. Yeah, I was using a boxed tube, 2-inch, 1/4 inch thick, because I already have it in stock. So I mean, this idea can change. I'm just throwing this on here. So that's 2 inches here, 2 inches here. And we'll make this also equal. This and this is equal. And I'll make that collinear. Let me adjust that so you guys can see what I'm doing. And Diego, yeah, work harder, not smarter. Work harder and smarter. Yeah, man. And let's see. Diego, then gotta feed the kids. Bye. Yeah, enjoy. Definitely gotta feed your kids. You can't be watching my YouTube and Instagram video all night unless you really want to. Let's get that lined up. We got Rommel B joined. Welcome. Looks like I got about 12 people watching on YouTube, and I can't tell how many are watching on Instagram. But yeah, like what we're doing right now is basically a bunch of CAD work here. So we're making the bedside stakes right now, well, stakeholders. So just to visualize how everything's gonna look. Yeah, this is the hard part about doing all this, is throwing dimensions down. And this should also be equal to this. All right, so that's that looks like, and what we'll want to do is actually make this edge collinear with this, so that it's in the envelope of the actual edges of the bed itself. So let's make that coincident, and let's see. Now let's extrude that. See how that looks. Extrude that surface. Okay, I mean, it doesn't overhang too badly. I don't know, I'm not really digging that though. That's kind of overhang a little too much. So what we'll do instead is let's. I forgot. I didn't answer your question, Trent Young 1135 there. So you asked you could use some type of actuator to attach to the camper to bed, have it be electric or hydraulic. I'm just going to grab the bars and hold them together. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely do a lot of mechanical leverage to kind of secure the system, but anytime you put like an electric or hydraulic actuator, you're introducing a lot more complexity to the system, right? So if it's hydraulic, I'll have to get more electricity to operate that hydraulic, and also I'll have a hydraulic, basically a hydraulic pump to run too, and then it just also adds weight, right? If you have any type of moving arms, you'll have to add more steel. So when it's wheeling mode, I want it to be kind of, as light as I can make it. So and also, I mean, it's hard to kind of engineer the proper weight for a hydraulic ram, because you'll need like a few hydraulic rams to pick up the camper, right? And if I'm going to be wheeling, it's going to be so heavy with a hydraulic system. So I guess the short answer is it's going to be pretty difficult. So I think let's shorten this bed, right? Let's edit the sketch, shorten this by I guess I'll shorten this by about 2.5 inches. So let's see. This will be 47. Let's try 47. Shorten it by 2 inches. And let's rebuild this model. All right, 2 inches shortened, and here's what it looks like. Now let's see if we can add the same like rail system as you see here. So I got a few more people joined in. Pond Hopper, Kev Massa, J Ring Jr., Explodosaurus, thanks for joining. I see you gotta go. Julian Rising 11, Clever Point Made. Thanks for joining, guys. We're just doing some CAD work here. Let's see. If you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. I'm gonna try to keep up. But this is basically just a free, like almost like I'm answering questions on the fly and talking with you guys as I'm making this design. So let's see here. That's gonna be about 2 inches, I think. That's what I did here. It's 1.5 inches. Let's fix that. So we made that box. Now let's extrude that. Blind, we want this 1/4 inch. So that's what we got. That's what it looks like so far. I mean, that doesn't look bad. I think what we'll do though is see if we can push these stake holders all the way to the edge so that we have another, almost like another bar that we can weld on. I got a question on YouTube from and Weintraut. What program is this? This program is called SolidWorks. This is what I learned in college. It's very powerful program. You can definitely mock things up very quickly. So with this program, I was actually able to design and fabricate. Like, this is what my truck currently looks like in terms of fabrication. So slowly getting there. Welding is definitely very, very slow. And N1 Trout one, also what did you use to do your 3D scan? So I'm using a Einscan. Let me just show you guys a picture of that from Amazon. So the 3D scanner that I'm using is this one right here. It's by Shining 3D Einstar. I mean, it's old at this point. You know, it's definitely gotten obsolete. There's much nicer 3D scanners, and I probably should have kind of waited, because to be honest, like, this 3D scanner, I bought it for like over $1,000. I didn't get to use it for about I think a year and a half, because I got too many projects, and then price dropped by a couple $100, and then this year it dropped even more. You know, this was $1,000, now it's down to 600. So let's see. Hopefully that answers your question. I mean, there's definitely much newer 3D scanners there that works a lot faster. We got another comment here. I have worked with that a long time ago. Okay, yeah. This is SolidWorks is great though. You can get SolidWorks for creators. It's only like, I think, $100 a year. You know, you could average that out to like less than $20 a month. So it's the Maker edition, I guess, Maker version, where you have to be online to use it, but it's still very powerful for what it is. So let's see. Let's edit this sketch here. It's like I made this line, right? I think we want this flush stop all the way. So let's delete that. I'll flush this up to this corner. And we'll do the same here. I'll edit this one too. So we'll remove this relation here. Also remove this other relation here. Now I think we should be able to move those stakeholders to this point, and this one to this point. Okay. So now I think we can make another bar that goes across here that connects it to. So let's edit this piece. I don't think we need this chamfer anymore. Let's get rid of this chamfer. I don't think we need that anymore. Now that's looking pretty good. So we'll have to create a plane, right? So in SolidWorks, to create a plane, that's basically the same. I don't want to say direct. Actually, we don't need to create a plane. We'll do it from the top here. We'll sketch from the top. I'll just create a line. I'll make another line there. Gotta make sure this is parallel. And then put another line here. And now you can put a dimension on this. We want this 1/4 of an inch too. So now we got basically a shape that we can Now extrude. This is going to be the same thickness as this, so that's going to be 1.5 inches. All right, that's I think that's looking pretty good. All right, so we can grab onto that bar if we're going to secure anything on the flatbed mode here. All right, so also I think this is a good space for like the tail lights, right? Since it's on an angle, it'll be seen from the side and from the back. So we can, here's what we'll do. We'll basically mirror all these features. So what we'll do is we'll take and highlight all the features that we just made. Yeah, all basically those bedside bars. And actually we don't need this back end. We just need this one and this one. I'll mirror this. And we'll have to pick the right plane here. The right plane. So you can see that's the mock-up. It's just gonna mirror all the features that we made, so we don't have to keep redrawing the stuff. And that's basically what it'll look like. You have all these bars that will work as like a universal tie-down point for the thing. And for those of you joining, basically what we're doing is working on finalizing the design for this flatbed. So this truck is supposed to have multiple modes, right? And we'll have this flatbed mode. We'll have like a, let's exit this out. I'll show you everything else. We'll have a like a full wheeling mode like this, removable bed sides and tailgate, and then camper mode like this, where you have the camper and then that tailgate gets removed, so you can put the 4-wheel camper back on there. So let's hide this. I think that's a pretty good one, like in terms of overall design. I guess figuring out the taillights, that's gonna be a little difficult, right? Unless we put some type of another piece here, right? Another structural piece. It kind of drops down. So let's see. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. We can put another piece of steel here that will drop down just a tiny bit more, so that we can throw some tail lights on there. So let's see if we can sketch that up real quick. So we'll sketch on this corner. SolidWorks doesn't like that. That's I'll have to edit that part. Save everything real quick. So we'll edit this part, and then we'll sketch something up on here. Alright, I think that's too far. dimension on here. So let's add another dimension so we can get a kind of an idea how wide this thing is. It's about 9.5 inches, right? So if that's 9.5 inches, I think that's, I mean, taking 9 inches out like that, that's plenty of real estate to put taillights on. So let's add a height to this. Let's say 6. Alright, I'll extrude this the other way. Kind of sticks out like a sore thumb though. Let's clean this up a little bit. What if we box this? Right, so it's connected to this top bar. Make that that's 2.5 inches. I'll get rid of that line. Just do it that way. 6 inches there. I think that's might be a little bit better. Let's line that back up. If we put a angled face instead, right? Let's see how that looks. All right, that looks a little bit better. It hides some section of the frame. And I think this should be enough of real estate to mount tail lights at like a angle, right? And that doesn't look too bad. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Like, I don't exactly love it yet. You know, it still feels like it's kind of missing something. Let's see here. Let's edit that sketch. Yeah. 4 inches. All right, I think that might look a little neater. That doesn't look too bad. I think we should let's make this bottom the same height as where this face is. Maybe I'll make it look a little cleaner. It's like a 1/4 inch away. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's kind of what we want. I don't know why does that look funny? That doesn't look right. Yeah, something's off with this design here. It's 2.5 inches. It's also 2.5 inches there. I guess that might just be how the model generated it. It just looks kind of skewed. Is this 2.315? I see. That's what's up. Yeah, something got kind of skewed with this sketch. Yeah, I'm not really liking this J shape here, because basically we have a flat piece of steel that's kind of just floating. Well, not completely floating. It's secured on 3 places. Just not really not liking that too much. Yeah, let's fix that. So we'll get rid of that piece. So let's see. Yeah, everything else looks okay, but that little piece. So I wonder, what if we just make a face that's basically just parallel to this face, so that, yeah, you know what, that's what we'll do. It seems like this, or we won't even worry about that as a tie down. We'll just make that as an actual panel that's completely enclosed, and we'll put the lights on there. So let's sketch on this surface. No, you know what? We'll just edit this one. Edit this. I'll drag those lines there, and I'll convert this. All right. Flip it the other way. And that looks kind of janky. I don't like that. Yeah, it's weird if there's no cutout there. Yeah, that's the problem, is trying to figure out a good place to put that the rear taillights on here. But I think overall I'm liking the two bars here. That at least keeps the bed sides with multiple ways to secure it on there. So we got a few people joining. Blue Dermer, Coach Sam, Cody Fraser, Greg, Aloha Jewelers, Juan, Fast Forward, Juan, Clever Point Made. Yeah, thanks for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. What we're doing right now is basically designing a flatbed for the back of the Tacoma. This is like a modular flatbed that will have multiple modes, so you'll have basically a way to have a cargo like this, bedside cargo with a removable tailgate, and we also have a camper mode because I have a four-wheel camper that I do like to tow, well, not tow, but carry around. So we're glamping, we got that set up, but if we're wheeling, we got that set up. So right now we're just looking at the flatbed portion, figuring it out. Might have to just sit on this design and think about it a little bit more, but I think overall that's a good idea on the most important part of the design. And it looks like I'm already at 7 p.m. guys, so I'll have to end the stream. I got a few things to have to handle. So if you guys have any questions, I'm gonna try to stream every day, basically at 6 p.m. So it'll just be this, sitting in front of the computer doing some CAD work, and I'll share some of the progress also with actual manual labor. So with the truck, I mean, this is how it looks like at the moment. pushing a little bit more each day. But if you guys have any comments, any questions, or any creative ideas, leave them in the comments section below. But for now, I think I'm gonna end this stream. Thanks for joining. Peace out, everybody.